Praise the Lord. The Lord's given me another hymn book with stories to tell. This one put together by Alfred B. Smith. Al Smith, who started Singspiration. Now, this one is not mine. It was lent to me by my father-in-law, which I appreciate very much. I'm going to show you just a little bit of the pages here at the beginning and read some of the intro. This was copywritten first in 1981, and then also copyright, well, it might have been revised in 82, and then it was reissued in 85. The reason why I bring that up is I had the privilege of hearing Al Smith at the college that I attended, Bob Jones University. And I remember that one of the things I really appreciated very much about that concert was that, well, as at all sacred concerts at Bob Jones University, we weren't allowed to clap. But this was one of the most casual little concerts we ever went to, because usually sacred music and readings and different things were very kind of solemn and I don't know. I don't want to say not spirit-filled, because I wouldn't go that far. But it didn't have the spirit that this concert with Al Smith had, and I can't wait to get a copy of that CD that the school still puts out, and maybe share some of it on YouTube in some way without hopefully monkeying with copyrights of the school or anything. But anyway, here I want to read this first. Al Smith has been appropriately called the Dean of Gospel Music. Dr. Smith has given his life to the ministry of music. There is no man living who can convey the gospel through music any better than Dr. Smith. He has that unusual sensitivity to the full meaning of every song, and he is able to convey that to those who are in the audience. A very unusual and moving aspect of his ministry is his knowledge of the story behind the hymns. I have sat in awe as he has shared various stories with me. His many years' experience and the privilege he has had of being personally acquainted with many of the songwriters has given him a depth that is surpassed by no one in gospel music today. In this book, he shares with his readers some of the fond memories and unforgettable stories behind many of the great songs that have been enjoyed by saints and sinners alike down through the years. As you read this book, I am sure that Dr. Al's insight into the stories behind these hymns will make you appreciate song and writer as never before. I just want to mention, well, here's all the hymns in this book. There's quite a number of them. When one of the most recent songs that I sang here, and with many different tunes I sing it with, were the words, however, written by Philip P. Bliss. I Will Sing of My Redeemer. I sang it with a number of different musical composers' tunes over the last number of readings that I've done. But Philip P. Bliss was a man whose stories I remember Al Smith mentioning quite a bit during his concert. And it was really interesting because, he spoke of Philip P. Bliss, or P.P. Bliss, as though he knew him. That's how many years afterward I considered that he did know him, till I found out that P.P. Bliss died in 1876. But he spoke of him as though he did know him, which I thought was very interesting. This is one of the happiest forewords I have had opportunity to write in my entire ministry. During the past 40 or 50 years, it has been my unique privilege to count among my friends many of the writers of our present-day gospel songs. Naturally, with these friendships, there have accumulated many incidents and happenings vitally vitally relevant to them and to their stories. Many were also kind enough to pass on to me the stories of other songs and their writers that they knew. This proved an added help and inspiration. As I became aware of these heart-stirring stories, I began to pass them on and found that other people's hearts, too, were blessed, just as mine had been. This created a greater desire within me to get to know more about the histories and the writers who, through the years, have made up the ever-widening spectrum of evangelical songs, or evangelical song. It has indeed proved to be a rewarding experience. Authorship, I'm sure, has always been an entrancing theme, and when it concerns the field of hymnology and the gospel song, it takes on a new dimension. Centuries ago, someone so graphically said, "You may write the laws of the land, but let me write the songs." Great sermons have been preached, but the remembrance of them have faded, often long before the preacher himself has died. But John Newton still lives on in amazing grace. To publish all the gleanings of this intriguing subject that I have gained through the years would take several volumes. In Hymn Histories, I have carefully chosen what I consider over 115 of the best of these. The songs in this volume have been particularly chosen for their uniqueness and heart appeal. It is my prayer and sincere hope that each story and song may bring added blessings into the life of many a singing pilgrim around the world. So, next, we open this book. We'll start with this.